Imagine waking up each day, heading to work or school, and wondering, what's the point of all this? Human beings are brilliant, but lazy.
Oh, Rosie, I love this boy.
Earth is millions of years old, and while everything seems new, we are essentially the products of countless generations. But here's the catch. We're living in one of the most advanced eras as far as we know, yet we are also in the worst generation probably to exist. I'm not pointing any fingers, but you know exactly what is happening. Let's take a trip down some of history's best eras. The Age of Enlightenment, or as I like to call it, the Age of Reason. It was a time when everyone somehow decided to start thinking. Why are we what we are? Why are we here? People started to realize that maybe there was more to life than what they had going on. Philosophers like John Locke and Voltaire were the rock stars of that era, dropping truth bombs about various aspects of life and the idea that the church and the state should be two different entities. Okay, based on how the world is today, I'd say that was a wise choice. Now, the science. We all know Isaac Newton, famously known as the guy who was hit by an apple. Fun fact, the first Apple logo was actually Isaac Newton. I wonder how that would have looked on an iPhone. Huh. And somehow that made him discover gravity. It was a huge breakthrough. It still is. Obviously, he was not the first to be hit by an apple, but he was the first to study it in depth, and that led to the Industrial Revolution. Not directly, but it was a contribution. The Industrial Revolution was not a great time. It was for advancement, but it was not for the people because it was really, really toxic. The air was very toxic. People developed a lot of conditions, diseases, and it led to a lot of loss of people. Some of the effects still affect the world today, and hence the transition to electric vehicles and such. But we are still not there yet. We are still using fossil fuels, and sure, the Enlightenment had its downsides, the social hierarchies, and a multitude of other problems. But the era's focus on reason, progress, and human potential made it a time of incredible growth. Compared to today's endless scrolling, I'd say the Enlightenment was a period of intellectual awakening, and it had genuine human advancement. So, while I would not trade my life today for a life there, it's still clear that this era gave us a lot to be thankful for. The Renaissance, also known as the Rebirth. It was a time when the world decided to hit the refresh button and give art, science, and exploration a major upgrade. It was like humanity's version of a cosmic do-over and a splash of creativity and curiosity. This era saw a surge in artistic brilliance thanks to legends like Da Vinci and Michelangelo. These guys redefined art. They transformed it. Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel and Da Vinci's The Last Supper are like the Renaissance ultimate greatest hits. And also, let's not forget the Mona Lisa by Da Vinci. It was painted during this time, but I was shocked to find out it only became, quote, a masterpiece 400 years later. I found that being so sad. Imagine pouring your heart into a painting and having it sit in silence, in darkness for centuries. 4 full centuries. I bet Da Vinci would be happy to know the amount his work is right now. Thumbs up. That's good. The Mona Lisa is the most expensive painting in the world. Damn. I'll put the price here on the screen. Galileo, meanwhile, was out there with his telescope flipping the scripts on how we understand the universe. He challenged the traditional views with his groundbreaking observations, laying the groundwork for modern astronomy. It's like he was the universe's first influencer, changing the way we look at the stars and the planets. In another sector of the globe, explorers like Christopher Columbus and Vasco da Gama were connecting lands and cultures. Columbus' voyages opened up the Americas to the European exploration, while Vasco da Gama's expeditions linked Europe to the Indian subcontinent. It was a time of new discoveries and epic adventures. Although, as history shows, not without its complications and consequences. There was so much happening during this time that it is almost impossible to cover it all in one go. From the art to the science to the epic explorations, this was truly a game changer. Maybe I'll dive into these fascinating details in future. Make sure to subscribe. But for now, just know that the Renaissance was like the ultimate creative reboot of human history. This might stand to be the most remembered era in history. So much happened in this time. So many catastrophes. It was a sad time, but let's focus on the bright side. The Apollo missions to the moon with Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin happened in this time. I'm not totally sure whether it's real or not, but this video on the Y-Files explains it in depth, so you can check that out. Anyways, around the same time, companies like Disney came to life and created life-changing animations. Animations back in the day were not easy, as it is now, but they found ways to do it. It was hard, but they managed and did it. And that gave people a good break from everything that was happening at the time. All of this created buzz in the industry, and thus the entertainment industry was born. This was truly a remarkable era. Now we're in the 21st century. Life is meant to be easier now, but is it? I came across an article the other day that claimed that childhood is no longer the happiest moment in life. That statement really got to me, and I realized we're in the age of depression. Lots of people feeling purposeless. In the past, people were limited but not depressed. Now we have endless possibilities at our fingertips, yet it seems like we have no progress whatsoever. Have we reached the peak of what is possible? Currently, everything just seems to be getting worse. One significant aspect I feel has ruined this generation are the streaming wars. All major companies taking back their content to put on their own platforms. I mean, yeah, that's fine, but come on, the joy of channel surfing was taken away in the process. This brought the rise of TikTok, Shorts and Reels. Short, free, infinite content. I find myself scrolling when instead I should be creating more content. There's a phrase, human wants are never satisfied. We are living in this quote. We always have. Now it's even worse. The 21st century is a mess. The 22nd might probably move back to our old ways when we realize that it was better. Life is much easier now than it was before, but easy ain't always good. Think about it. So, what do you think? Were the previous eras better than now? Each era has its pros and cons. And while we enjoy the tech today, there's always something timeless about the past. Don't you think?